Hello everyone, this is my first Armies of Myth draft, and I haven't played too much of HEX, although Armies of Myth has been around for like a year, or I haven't played too much of HEX recently, I should say. Armies of Myth has been around for a year, so it's something that, or all the cards in this set I have seen before. So here I'm looking at, well, this Charge Colossus is a little expensive. Psychic Torment is actually pretty good with um, the the Spiderling deck. Sky Dancer has really solid stats, and I might end up taking the Sky Dancer, even though it's a little bit deep. To go ahead and take the Sky Dancer here, but I think it's a little bit better than the rest of these. Starling Ambusher is also pretty good. It's a little deep to go into a double green card early on, but I think just given the archetypes in this set, green is. I think this is the best card in that set, um, or in that pack. Skyguard 1/4 for 3. Assuming I am playing green deck, it doesn't really matter too much early on because you're just like picking what you think is like the best card. Rotting Knight is pretty good here. Flamehead Invoker is also pretty good. Okay, so um, decent picks would probably be Carboy Healer's pretty good. This is actually not bad. Periphagy is also pretty good. Anything that says just destroy target troop is really good. Once per turn, X. This gets plus X this turn. I like this card because if it does get through, then or you can shift it, and then if something gets unblocked, you can just deal a massive amount of damage. So I think this is the one I'm gonna pick. You can shift it onto like a flyer or something, and then it basically says that that thing has to be blocked. Otherwise, you can just sink all your mana into it, and then it'll get in for a lot of damage. So that's the one I'll go with. Small Brute. What's it, Taunter? This card's actually pretty good. I think a green-red deck wouldn't be too bad. Speed, Crush, and Steadfast. 5-drop 4/4. Um, Vigilance. Steadfast is Vigilance. Crush is Trample, and then Speed means it has Haste. 5 mana 4/4 is not terrible. I'd say it's above the curve in limited. 5 mana 4/4 is pretty decent. This is a little bit too expensive, whereas this is something that can top off the high end. And green red's not terrible. Fury Indignation is also a decent pick, but I feel like you want, since it's a common, it's probably gonna wheel anyway. A lot of these cards are common. There's also argument for taking Deep Gaze Acolyte. I think this is the best one. Deep Gaze Acolyte goes good with the shift archetype. There's a shift strategy that exists, but let's see. Bomb right. This is a really good combat trick here. Staggering Blast can push through damage, so I'm almost tempted to take the Staggering Blast, but I think a cheaper combat trick is a little bit better for a Ranger. Fury Ignition. White seems pretty open here since it looks like all the white cards weren't taken. Spirit Eagle is pretty decent. Ethereal Color is also very good, but you kind of need. I can't really take the Ethereal Color without seeing Spirit-Bound Spies. Granted, it's only like the 4th pick, so it's fair to say I haven't seen one yet. But if a Spirit-Bound Spy makes it around, then that'd be a definite sign that the archetype is open. But for now, I think I'm gonna stick with the red-green. Just kind of stick with the red-green here. Oh, I didn't mean to take that actually. I thought my original pick wasn't getting taken, that's why I double clicked it multiple times, but I guess it just went to the next pack and forced me to take that card. That's something I don't like about online drafting sometimes, is if it lags. Like I double clicked that really early on and it didn't happen, and then I guess I'm just gonna end up skipping one of my picks, which is really awkward and awful, but it's not too bad since that was the fifth pick in pack one. I think pack two is a little bit more defining as far as screwing up your picks. Um, because we could say the green, we could say green here. I actually like this one, Stargazer. 4 mana 3/3 is not too bad. Smasherdon's also not bad, but it costs 6. Fury Seeker I don't like. Just stat wise, Smasherdon's pretty good. I like taking the cheaper option here just because I'm a little bit more concerned about the curve until we have any sort of mana acceleration. So I want to take what's cheaper and has less of a requirement. This one's also not too bad. It gives our next dude +2/+2. Yeah, so if you build a big deck or a deck that's going big and then you have like an invoker, you can put it on like a bomb or something, kind of like this since it has trample basically, trample and vigilance, and then you can sink all your mana and from the invoker into the blade dancer and get through. This is probably one of the best removal spells we can get. Swordplay is not very good because it's basic. If it was like quick cast, meaning it was instant, then it'd be a lot better. Um, Wrathwood Lich is also not bad because it fixes your mana. You can discard it to fix your mana, but I think a removal spell is a little bit more important here than the Wrathwood Lich. So we're gonna take the Predatory Prey. So right now we're mostly a green deck with a splash of red. So we're gonna be base green for sure. But the red is still kind of up in the air because right now we don't fully know. Red is also kind of getting taken, it seems like. So our red splash might just be just just kind of light and for some removal. Not really a fan of that one. Gossamer Tears I'm not a fan of either. Grant a threshold of your choice. This one is not too bad. This is basic, so it can't be activated at instant speed. Otherwise, I would pick it a little bit more highly. We might end up taking this. It's to the point where almost no one... Actually, I'll take this, just kind of hate draft that out, because I really don't want the infusion device. I don't think I'm going to need it, but this might be useful for the Spiderling player against me. I like the Snarling Ambusher here. There's also red for a Ranger. Fine Lash is a decent like sideboard card. I think the Ambusher gets it here. Just being instant speed is really good. Yeah, so Sky Dancer works well with some of the 5 drops we have. Probably say take the healer here as opposed to a 1/1 because we don't actually care too much about having that many 1 drops in this deck. But rather we're looking to stabilize. We're looking to play a mid-range style, and then this will help us stabilize once we get to 5 mana. And the stats are pretty average. 5 mana 4/4. We'll probably just end up taking. Well, there's Fury Indignation, which is decent. It's also Hempseed Dryad, Revert another target troop. This one is utility on a body, but the stats themselves are not too good. Probably take the Fury Indignation here, just as like a burn spell that can kill something. Also helps fix our curve a little bit, because if we have, it'll fill the 2-drop slot. Here, I'll probably just end up taking another one. I don't want the Gossamer Fury, and I don't want or Gossamer Tears, and I don't want the other one. So here, I think 2 Fury Indignations is all I would play. I don't really want to have 3 in my deck. None of these are really good. Probably just take this one because it's the uncommon in the deck. Here we have Taint. Taint's not going to be that good against us. Fury Seeker. I'll just take the Fury Seeker, even though we're not going to end up playing it. Scorpio Dynamo. Probably take the Epiphany here. Trying to figure out, just trying to take the best card in the pack to get them out. Or whatever's left in the pack, just take the best one. Probably the Gossamer Tears. I mean, we would never play that card. I think I'm lagging again because it, it looks like that's gonna be our last card. So we have 2 of them. We've got 7 in the reserves. Can be a little bit awkward. So for each elf we control, how many elves do we actually control? There's 1 already. These are mostly Coyotls, that's 2, but that one's probably not going to count because it's a 5-drop. I still think this is the best pick. Veteran Raiders, okay. There's not a lot of green in this deck, or in this pack. I think this is our best pick. We're lucky we got the rare as being in our colors, but 3 mana 2/2 is not the best because there's like 2 mana 2/2s in this deck, or 2 mana like 2 power cards, so it's not particularly like special. But I think mana ramp is really nice because he counts himself, so he's always gonna buff, or he's always gonna give our mana +1 for himself, and then any other elves is just a bonus. So we're still heavy green. The red, I could go green blue-ish. No, probably not. Not with these cards, but so far the red is still just like a light splash. But we might just keep playing the red just because we have the Blade Dancer. I like Storm Drummer. Parcel Summoner is pretty good too. Create a Phantom, put it into play. It's really good mana sink later on. 5 mana, 3/5, not particularly impressive to me. I think having something battle is really good because most of our dudes, we don't have any like swiftness dudes except for 1, no speed dudes, and so being able to give the next dude the ability to battle. I mean, worst case scenario, we hit like this and we don't want to battle anything, but it says it's optional, and so it's just upside. It's just like enters into play and kills something because we don't have speed on a lot of our creatures, so they're not going to be attacking that turn anyway. But being able to function as a proto removal when they come into play is really nice. It looks like red is pretty open here, or at least there's a lot of red still around. I might take the Stargazer. Deathmask Assailant is also really good, but I don't know how well it fits in this deck particularly. It'll allow one of our bigger dudes to get through when we shift its power on, and if we have the Invoker, then what we can do is we can shift both of these onto something, and then pump that thing up really high, and then it basically becomes unblockable. So I think I like this this pick here. Also, better to take a 2-drop than a 4-drop just for curve considerations. Veteran Raider. Stat-wise, this is really good, but the Scarlet Raider is more like an aggro card, whereas I don't think that's what we're kind of going for. This is a ramp card, but it's a little bit slow. I'll probably let it wheel. We'll take the Wrathful Lich probably. Gains lethal. You're basically 2 for winning yourself with this, because your guy's probably gonna die anyway. So I'm probably gonna take the Lich. Just we can always discard it. I like this ability to discard it and get a wild shard. I think that's really useful. Here we might take the duet, but 2 demolitions, put them in our hand. Demolitions, right. Demolition's not that impressive. The stats on this also aren't that impressive. I might just end up taking the duet here. The duet is something we could actually play. I don't know if I would play it, but assuming we can stabilize on the ground, then it's something that'd be fine to play. Tribal Warfare. This card's in our colors actually, and you can do it end of turn because it's quick, and you can just like blow up their board. I actually kind of like that, but we might be going a little high on the 5-drop slot, and it's not even a fight; it just deals its damage. So it functions as a proto removal spell, and I think I'll take it. We are going really heavy on the curve here, so I just need to watch out for that. Did I Ripper? There's this First Blood. Probably take the Tree Guard. Its stats are decent. 4 mana, 4/3. It's also an elf, so it works with Ageless. So Ageless will mana ramp us, so hopefully these higher cost 5-drops in our deck don't become too much of a liability. Let's share a trait with it. How many do actually share a trait? There's like Elf. Maybe I should have read that card a little bit more, because we don't have... Okay, maybe we can't play this card as much as I think we can. We have how many elves? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 elves? That's actually not a lot. We'll probably end up taking the color here. No, we can't play it. There's actually no. This is a good sideboard card. We'll take this one. I mean, it's not particularly good. We're paying. I think the cost to destroy an artifact or constant should be around 2 to 3. So we're just paying extra mana to draw a card, which it may not be worth it. Take a red for a ranger. Just help fill out the curve a little bit. I wanna actually even this out a bit more, so the 1-drops aren't as important in limited. The 3-drop, 2 and 3-drops are a little bit better. There's Taint, there's Arachnomancer. We'll take this because it's the highest rarity, even though we're not gonna play it. So I want to be looking for 3-drops, just kind of fill out the curve in my next pack. I may end up playing only 1 Fury Indignation, depending on what I see. So, I mean, it just depends. Pyro Knight's actually something we could consider playing. I'll take the Pyro Knight. Go ahead and put it in the bin. This swung around, so I presume someone wants it to wheel. This one's also proto removal, but I don't think we're gonna play this one. I'll take the Deep Gaze Acolyte, because if someone is playing the Shift deck, then they're wanting that to wheel around, and that's actually a really good card for the Shift deck. So I'll probably just take it. Just kind of hate draft at this point, because I don't actually plan on playing any of these. I don't think they're ready. I mean, stat-wise, this is decent. Well, defensive-wise, it's not, but like the attack power is pretty decent, so I'll probably just end up taking it. Usually at this point, I'm just taking the highest rarity card. Shift, the life drain. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get that out of here. Life drain's really good and limited. Just take a duet. So next one, Brown Fox Scout. Storm Drummer. This pack's not too good for us. This card's actually really good, but we can't play it. This one's decent. It gives us a revert ability in our deck. Ashwood Soloist is a little bit aggressive, which doesn't really fit what we're trying to do, but I think ramping early like this gets blocked by pretty much everything. I think it's better, it might be better to take the Soloist here. Simply because the Hempseed Dryad is not good stat-wise, and it provides a reversion effect, which can vary. Storm Drummer might be the best for us. Relic of Nolzun's also not bad, it's playable, but I think this is probably the best for us. Brown Fox Scout, I don't think this card's actually worth anything. Consider taking it just for like cost consideration, but I don't think this is actually played in anything. Not constructed wise, so I'll probably just take the Storm Drummer. I like having more on the lower end of the curve anyway. Playing with Fire, it's not a card I want to get. Stirring Oration, maybe Minstrels. Here we go. This is a good card for us. It's pack 3, so we want to be considerate of our curve and our mana and whatnot. So compared to this, which gives us a wild shard, if we have another elf, we could just ramp earlier, and I think that's a little bit more important. So I'm looking to, since our curve is like really heavy on 2 and then scattered across higher drops, scattered across like 3, 4, 5. So any sort of early ramp that can help us is going to be important. Stirring Oration. I'll let this swing around most likely. Yeah, I'll let the Stirring Oration swing around. I think we actually want this. I'll play 2 of these. It's a bit loose, I guess, to take that compared to Stirring Oration, but it depends on. So it's combat trick versus just like a big body that can also be used to fix our mana. I think this is a little bit more important. I like this card. It's quick. All combat damage. Okay. This card's actually, this pack's pretty good for us as far as picks. There's this, which is 3, and I like it for that reason. Stargazer's also not bad. But I like this because it's quick and we can pass with like 3 mana and we'd have stuff. We have 2 quick cast cards. troops are we actually running? I feel like this could be good with, since we're running like sword drummers. It allows us to give something like +1/+1 and then have it fight something. Um, Skewer is actually a very good removal spell. It's just that we're heavy green and a splash of red, so I don't think double red is going to be very easy for us. Swift Strike is decent, but we're not like an aggro deck, so I don't think this card really fits. This is a little expensive. I think I like this because the effect of +2/+2 for next dude in your deck is actually pretty decent. His stats by himself are not they're like average for limited, but like one mana cost above the stats, and then there's like an ability that's relevant. So it's actually not too bad. This card stat-wise is not too bad. There's the NPC Dryad. I'll probably take the Dryad, or actually no, we'll take the Blade Dancer. This is like actually a bomb in this sort of draft. I'll probably cut one of the Fury Indignations here. I'll have it. I think what I want to do here is get something else that'll fix my ramp. If I get another Lyricist, then I think the deck is basically complete. This is not bad. Vine Lash is not bad either. Carabar Healer. Just play gain 4 health. This might be relevant. But I think it's better to be safe and go with one of the lower drops. I could take the Vine Lash and use it as the sideboard card for flyers. And that might have been the correct choice, but we'll see. Ambusher, Sky Dancer. We do have a decent amount of ramp already. I might just cut both Fury Indignations. Or I might cut the Death Mask Assailant, because I feel like this ability is a little bit better than it can't be blocked. Actually, no, I don't know. We'll hang on to it for now. Smashodon's actually a good pick. If I take the Smashodon, I think I will. I'll cut one of these. Smashodon's a little bit better, even though this is more versatile. Like it's decent if you only have like, if you actually need the wild shard, it's actually pretty decent. But I actually think our ramp is not terrible in this deck. I actually don't know if I want the Invoker in here, because Death Mask Assailant is good to push through damage, whereas, well, I think there's argument for both. Red for a Ranger may not actually be as good here. If I can find another 2-drop to replace it, might be good. Hempseed Dryad. This Wield, obviously, it's something we can play. It gives us a reversion effect, but I'll probably just end up sideboarding it, because I think the deck is tight already. Up now, okay. Let's think about it. I cut the duet. I don't think it's actually something I want to main board. I'll probably bring it in if I think it's safe. We could have the Dryad main. Could have another Wrathwood Larch main. I think the Larch is a little bit better, because stat-wise the Hempseed Dryad's not great. Right, Minstrels. Actually, if we're gonna play the Merry Minstrels, we might play. I mean, we could take the Merry. I think Merry Minstrels is the best choice for us, but I don't know if I want to play. I want to make a cut somewhere, and it may be the Tree Guard. Granted, they're both elves, but this one actually does something for us, whereas this one doesn't. So here I'm just more or less picking cards that we're probably not going to play. This card's kind of like hate drafting at this point, because I think the deck is more or less here. We're really heavy base green with a splash of red. So I can probably do, if I'm going to run 18, then I mean make 2 cuts. I'll probably run 17. 17 with a like a 10-7 split, I think. I'll just take the, what is this one? Skyguard is just a 4 mana 4/3, which isn't too impressive. Or the Tree Guard is what I mean, not Skyguard. Um, Scrap Rummager. I might cut the Tree Guard. It's 4 mana 4/3. It loses to a lot of 3 drops. It's kind of hard to decide what to cut here. Go ahead and take a Hemp Seed Dryad. It's possible I don't want 2 Storm Drummers. That's 1 cut. I would take this. And then we want to run... We could run 17. I think I have a decent amount of ramp to run 17. This might be it. I actually like the way this looks right now. We're a little bit heavier on the 5-drop slot than the 4 slot, but I think this is decent. Just looking at it, if I can organize it by cost. We do have a lot of plays, and then we have a decent amount of ramp, so we can get to the higher cost stuff. Yeah, this seems fine to me. And then we'll just do for a champion a ratio. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 80-20. Should be like a red-green, I think. Cressida. I like this because it helps us go big. There's also just like the red or the green ones. Gigantosaur. That's a little expensive. Let's see, or not. Target achievements +1. Scorch. Draw a card. I don't like anything that's double red though. I think Cressidas are best. Because to be able to go on turn 3, just ramp into 4 is actually pretty good. So Cressida, then we'll do 10-7, I think. Select sleeve. Kind of like a green deck. Yeah, we're green-red deck, so I might just pick like this one. So there's 15 minutes to build a deck. That's a lot of time. I feel like it should be 10. But that's the draft. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I'm not like super knowledgeable on this draft. I haven't played a lot of HEX. I only recently started playing ever since they announced the PvE update, so I used to draft a decent amount of Armies of Myth, but a lot of things have changed, especially after they settled the lawsuit. They changed like starting health and whatnot for the champions, or it's not even starting health anymore. Every champion has like a different starting health, and most of them aren't 20. So some things have definitely changed as far as like what limited archetypes are good and whatnot. And I actually don't know that many archetypes. I remember some like the shift archetype, which is actually like fun and kind of strong. But that was a long time ago. I don't know if it's actually still played. This is the Spiderling one where Spiderling control where they put a bunch of like Spiderlings in your deck and then win the late game with Spiderlings. So So those are the two main ones. There's also like a Ruby Diamond like aggro deck. I don't think uh, Ruby Wild, which is red green, it was as popular. I don't know. I just kind of like looked at the cards in the draft and kind of went with what I thought was good. So we'll see how this goes. Thank you for watching the draft. And um, I know my analysis may not have been the best. It's just kind of like, here's what I think is best. And my understanding of the format wasn't too good. So I'll try to improve on that if I can. And if I do another Hex draft, or if I record another Hex draft, which I probably will at some point in the future, I'll try to improve on my analysis once I have a better understanding of the format and whatnot. So yeah, thank you for watching, and next video will be the first game of of this draft.